Well, I want to just say that God is good. Yes. And because of President Trump, Herschel Walker is going to be your senator.
That didn't work out too well, did it?
I'm not an actor, a singer, or a politician. I'm Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker is a name we don't hear from anymore.
Police described Herschel Walker as the suspect in a January 2012 incident detailed in an Irving, Texas police report, where a girlfriend said Walker allegedly threatened to blow her head off during a dispute.
People want to ask me all the time why I'm running. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of them wanting to teach CTR in school.
Did you know Herschel's ex-wife accused him of, quote, physically abusive and extremely threatening behavior? That she desperately sought a protective order after Walker threatened to kill her. Did you know Herschel once held a razor to her throat? And his ex-wife said he choked her. And, quote, he held the gun to my temple. Or that Herschel's mistress told police that Walker threatened to, quote, blow her head off.
He had quite a rap sheet prior to his failed run for the Senate.
Did you know about the cheerleader who accused Herschel of threatening and stalking her, following her to her home?
At one time, science said man came from apes. Did it not? Well, this was interesting, though. If that is true, why are there still apes? Think about it.
You know, now you're getting too smart for us.
No. Think about this.
And I said, what we need to do is look into how we can stop those things. You know, he talked about doing a disinformation. What about getting a department that can look at young men, that's looking at women, that's looking at their social media?
Parents getting involved with your child is very, very important. But also adults getting involved with kids, because some kids do not have a parent, a mother or father. So I don't think I want to leave that kid behind.
And his attempt to deceive voters backfired.
It turns out that until now, he's never publicly acknowledged 3 of his own children. Walker was ordered to pay child support starting in 2014. This whole thing came out because of a paternity suit from the mom.
Oh, you ever watch a stupid movie late at night, hoping it's gonna get better, don't get better, but you keep watching it anyway? Because the other night I was watching this movie. Called Fright Night, Freak Night, or some type of night, but it was about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people, are they not? But I'm gonna tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that? I never knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf. But then anyway, as I'm watching this movie, and you can tell how stupid it is because it's 1 in the morning. So I'm watching my TV, these kids watching their TV, a vampire kill on their TV. So you know it's kind of stupid, but I'm still watching.
His rants were not only misinformed, but belong on Saturday Night Live.
You gotta keep the faith. You gotta keep the faith. I was watching a movie. You ever watch a movie late at night, think the movie gonna get better, it don't get no better, you keep watching it anyway? I was watching this movie, Fright Night, Freak Night, some sort of movie, but it was a bunch of vampires in the movie. Didn't notice, but vampires are pretty cool people, aren't they? We all agree on that. I was watching that movie, Fright Night, about the vampires. I didn't know this. Did you know that a werewolf could kill a vampire? I didn't know that. I found that out. I was like, I want to be a werewolf. I don't want to be a vampire no more. And those are the exact words verbatim from Herschel Walker and a fucking campaign event this week.
Speaking of, comedian Roy Wood Jr. used Walker's own material in his set.
Ladies and gentlemen, when the Republican Party of Georgia moved Herschel Walker from Texas to Georgia so that he could run for Senate, it's because change was taking too fast in the post-antebellum South. The state had been flipped blue, and there are some principalities that were not prepared for a black man and a Jewish man to go to Senate at the exact same time.
This is Jamal Bryant of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church.
So they figured that they would delude us by picking somebody who they thought would in fact represent us better with a football than with a degree in philosophy.
Even the churches tore down Walker's hypocrisy.
Since Herschel Walker was 16 years old, white men been telling him what to do. telling him what school to go to, where to live, where to eat, where to buy a house, where to run, where to sit down, where to sleep, where to pay for abortions, where to buy a gun. And you think they not gonna tell him how to vote? In 2022, we don't need a walker, we need a runner.
So why do we bring up his name? It is because there is a report out that we really need to discuss. Via Politico, Georgia and national Republicans in dire need of money are furious that Walker is sitting on more than $4 million in leftover campaign funds and seem to have no intention of using it to help the GOP or former President Donald Trump in the key battleground state in November. According to the FEC, that figure is roughly $4.3 million. Business Insider would add, Walker previously contributed $100,000 to the National Republican Senate Committee for a recount fund. He also gave about $400K to charities, per Politico. He's given no clear indication he'll be involved in Georgia politics, probably a good thing, at least at the moment. After his L to Raphael Warnock, he resumed his studies to complete his undergraduate degree. This is where I introduce you all to a man named John Watson. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution would write of the man when he was elected as chairman of the Georgia GOP that he is a capital lobbyist with deep ties to former Governor Sonny Perdue and United States Senator David Perdue. Not a flex. Watson spoke with Politico, and I have to read you this quote, and then we'll recap. Those resources were solicited and given to support his candidacy as a Georgia Republican, and unless he intends to use them again for his own candidacy, I sure hope the favor would be returned. Georgia Republicans should be supported by those dollars in whatever legal fashion the campaign can. The writer Brittany Gibson would type in her piece when reached by phone. Herschel Walker denied the 7-figure bank balance of unspent funds. It wasn't money left in my account, he said. Everyone keeps saying that. When he was asked to clarify what exactly he meant, Herschel Walker would quickly end the call, saying he's in the middle of writing a paper. He'd then go on to tell Gibson, we could talk about it sometime, but then when she followed up multiple times, he ghosted her. Here's the most hilarious part. A Georgia GOP strategist with knowledge of Herschel Walker's campaign said the unspent funds should be refunded to donors, shared with Republican committees, or used to help Trump in the 2024 contest. Okay, big picture. Let's talk about it. This is a candidate that the Georgia GOP bent the knee to because they bent the knee to Donald Trump. You see, trickle-down economics sometimes works. It's just for the elitists. Donald Trump saw a man who he gave a ridiculous contract to when he took over Trump, the New Jersey Generals in the upstart and now defunct United States Football League was because of Donald Trump and his testimony that ruined the league, along with a terrible move when they said that they were going to play in the spring. It was a great business model, football all around. Everyone wins. It's a win-win for both leagues, the NFL and the USFL. Trump is like, if God created football, blah, 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 we got to move it to fall. And that's when everything just fell by the wayside and went down the tubes. So here is where you all should be rooting for Herschel Walker. They claim that they are broke, right? And that they really need this money. Herschel Walker should hold on to this money. And this is the only time that I will be rooting for him, aside from getting his degree. Why? Because when Republicans have less money, it's good. But here's where I call BS on this entire thing. I believe that this is a way to try and pressure Herschel Walker to give in, to give back the money, which he should not do. And if we remember, the biggest donors, those that fund the think tanks, those that put out false studies, those that bankroll conservative politics, are mainly donors from the GOP. They're going to be fine. I have to be very clear about this. I think this is a bunch of malarkey that they are putting out saying that they are broke. Maybe Georgia could use those funds to help other candidates, potentially. You know who else helps other candidates? super PACs, because bribery has been legalized in this country in order to propel up one candidate to carry the water of people that are infinitely wealthy. Infinitely wealthy. Let me also ask them this. This is somebody that you guys supported, right? Didn't you know all this? Didn't you know that he's a pathological liar? Didn't you know that this is his character? So now you're asking somebody that you backed and supported to give back? There's no take backsies in politics. There's no take backsies with Herschel Walker. He's a terrible human being. And now you're begging him to give him money that you gave him? We already learned about his food factories, let's say, in uncovered reports of terrible business practices. We saw how much deceit he puts out in the form of veterans, in the form of his Senate run, in the form of his kids, in the form of family values. But now you're asking him to do this? Again, two areas that I will be rooting for Herschel Walker. Get his degree and never give these funds back. Not only take him to the bank, leave him there and use them. Do not give the money back. They made this bed. Let them have it.